We're not done yet.
Give me one more ride. Now give me one more time. Give me one more ride. Take these vibes and take that wine.
You right back live. You're right back in the room. We going back live.
Once again, people. Kevin Crown, tell them who was that? Who was that?
That was Rowan the Great, man. I like the song.
The song bad.
First time you ever hear the song and the song bad. I like it.
Yo, Kev, that song better than 3 STD. No cure! No cure! Better contract cure. No cure. So big as people, any selector that would like the song, once again, any selector that would like the song, you can link me at 3473857760. That's my number. Or you can hit me up on Gmail, hyness2010@gmail.com. I'm gonna just log on to get me.
Log on. Yo. You sound very good, bro.
Yo, caller.
Call back.
Just call again. Because right now we're about to start the big bad interview with Kevin Crown.
Yes,
Let me the rhythm look a lower. I'm
Bubble
gonna just deal with it, you know?
Bubble in the background.
Check. Once again, people, it's an honor and a pleasure to have Kevin Crown in the building. Some people just know him as the big bad selector, touring selector, but I know him as a brother. You understand? Over 20 years.
Long time.
Long time.
Yo, first of all, before we get started, I just want to say congratulations. You know, the radio program sounded very good. And a lot of people, there's people on my live right now. So anybody listening, you can go on Instagram, Kevin Crown Music right now. Big up to everybody in my live. There's people asking me questions before the interview. So I'm not gonna answer your questions until he asks for your questions. And then whatever he don't ask me, because he knows a lot. You know what I mean? But y'all don't really know. So he's going to ask some questions. Then y'all can ask some questions. Big up to everybody on 4realradio Hyness Live as well. But I want to say congratulations, man, because me and this guy, I've known him more than half my life. More than half my life. And I'm going to tell you my age, man.
Don't reveal it!
But I know him a very, very long time. And we come such a long way as a family and as a unit and as a sound, man. And
Exactly.
I was just saying, man.
I'm about to turn 30 up this year, too.
Facts.
That's why I'm born in July, because I lie.
Yeah, but it's been a long time coming. A lot of things we were just talking about and dreaming about, we have actually done. And it always takes me back every time I get on a plane, you know, how far I've come in the music business. But yeah, man, congratulations, bro.
Thank you. But first and foremost, Kevin,
Yes.
I want to know, what age did you first tell yourself, you know, music is what I want to do?
Well,
how did it start? Tell me.
I'll put it like this. All right. When I was younger, my first love ever was music. All right. My mother used to tell me I was one of those kids that used to cry 24/7. The only way she could shut me up was to put on Michael Jackson records. Right. Right. And then I used to dance. So everybody know me from I used to dance. And then I really wanted to play basketball. Right? That's what I wanted to do. But I grew up in the Brownsville section of Brooklyn when Brooklyn was not so nice.
Where's that rough like carpet?
So my mother was just like, you can't go outside. So I discovered my father's 2 Linear Tech turntables. DJs know about Linear Tech. You know, I'm going way back.
That's a straight arm.
Way back. Right?
Scratch the record needle.
Right. So I had Linear Tech and I never picked up my first record thinking I was going to tour or even play for anybody. It was just something to do. And then maybe 3 years after that, I met you, bro.
Is that right?
I met you. We was working. We had a little summer job going on because we was in
That's Ideal Department Store.
Right. We was in high school at the time. And, you know, we was talking and then we realized we had a common interest in music. And you said,
definitely.
You know, I started to sound King Crown, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, what? You know, I got a little thing I'm trying to do. I'm still trying to figure myself out. You understand?
We need some direction.
Right. So my sound name, my original sound name was King Royal. because my real last name is King, so I had to just keep the kind of real thing. And then I met Hyness, and he said his sound name is King Crown.
Man.
And then I was like, yo, that kind of fits still enough. So then I don't know how it came about, but you know, I joined the crew. And my name wasn't Kevin Crown at the time. Kevin Crown came very.
It was Squire, the girl of desire.
Yeah, we sex. Squire, the girls them desire. We sex the girl them proper. So if you ever listen to the old King Crown dub plates and you hear Squire, I mean that.
And one of the samples, I believe, was by High Pain Drifter. You're shot by Squire.
You're a bitch. That was my mix cassette days when I used to make mix cassettes. Every time a new rhythm came out, I would go by the bass and make a new mixtape. All right, and that was one of my samples. You've been shot by Squire.
Nah.
Yo, rest in peace to High Plains Drifter.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, Kev, at what age also did you tell yourself, you know what? This could go far.
Well,
I'm ready to take it serious because this is not just a hobby. This is something, because I know there's a difference.
Yes.
We have people that play music.
Yes.
Right? Anybody can play music, not true things.
yes.
But some people don't know how to entertain.
Yes.
And one thing you are an entertainer.
Thank you.
I've been to places where I'm just chilling out, vibing. I say, yo, Kev, may I forward?
Yes.
And I'm watching the reaction from the crowd. Whether it was Club Rebel.
Yes.
What was the one on Houston? Imperial?
Imperial House. I don't know, man. There's so many clubs.
There was so many, and
So many.
it's just the vibes.
Yes.
So he had girls in the cage.
The vibe, the energy, and music.
Crazy.
Jeez.
Not regular energy. We say energy. You understand? So what age did you tell yourself, I'm gonna take this serious?
Well, you probably know when I had a relationship, one of my first serious relationships. Man, I could call the girl name. But at the time I went through something very, very, very serious, and I wasn't taking my DJing serious at the time. I was still a teenager, but when you have them first loves and the
trust me, me know her.
Right.
Me not gonna call her name neither.
Right.
But
So-
you know her too.
So
Me not gonna call her name.
I'm not gonna call no name, but just some background. She actually got pregnant and lost the baby. Right. Shortly after that, she left me. All right. She left me. And then that broke me up inside, and the only thing I had to turn to was music.
Oh.
So I started really devoting all my time and all of my energy into DJing to get over my first love, my first heartbreak, right? So then I'm gonna tell you when the day I said, you know what, I could do this full time. When we landed in Japan.
I have a question about that too.
Okay. When we landed in Japan for the first time, right? And we flew halfway around the world. It was 14 hours, right?
And I didn't sleep.
He didn't sleep.
I couldn't sleep.
I
That's
slept.
my first time on a plane.
I
couldn't
slept.
sleep. I couldn't sleep.
I slept.
Yo. And we had turbulence. Not the artist, but we had turbulence, brother.
So the first time I was sitting on the plane, and we was actually full expense paid, getting paid to DJ, something we did around Brooklyn, and around the colleges, upstate and all that. Go flying to the Far East. And my brain is like, yo,
not the rhythm Far East.
I don't know how we gonna play. I don't know if they speak any English. May not speak Japanese. Bro, that's when I said, you know what, I could do this full time and really take it somewhere. If they flying us, to Japan, then we must be doing something right as youths in the business. And we wasn't doing it for anything but the love. Like Chronic said, do it for the love and the likes. We were so, I mean this in the purest terms, we were so ignorant to the business side of this, and they say the music business is what, 80% business and 20% music. We know all about the music. We know about the mixing and the teasing and the which rhythm bad and the dub places. Yeah, but we wasn't really like cognizant of the business aspect. But,
Definitely not.
we was good-hearted, clean-hearted individuals.
And we just love music.
And we just love music. And I think because the way we dealt with each other and the way we dealt with the universe dealt with us the same way. Not saying we ain't go through some things.
Why?
But
we're
But we, you know, it's a lot of people that was DJing over the years, because about 20 years we talk about. And,
over that.
And you know, the fact that we are still doing what we love when
and relevant.
So much of them on them, so much of the sound on them drop off of the face of the earth and just became just regular people. And then when they see me, it's like, yo, you still play music? Do I still play music? You don't know my last name, Kevin Crown Music.
So again, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What was the most scariest thought or moment when you first got to Japan? Because I know mine. I'm gonna tell you mine after you tell me yours. What's your scariest moment?
Scariest moment? You know, I didn't really have no scary moment. I was in like euphoria. I didn't have a scary moment the first time.
I'm gonna tell you the scary moment. I'm gonna tell you my scary moment, right? When we had to take 2 planes. So one plane was about 13 hours. Then we had to fly to Sapporo.
Yes.
So when we landed in a place called Narita Airport in Japan.
Yes.
That's in Tokyo, right?
Yes.
When we got off, everybody had on masks.
Facts.
Because that's when SARS epidemic started. And Kevin and I were the only one without masks. I said, brother, the thing don't look right.
I remember
It
that.
look left.
I remember that.
It don't look right.
It was crazy, man.
What?
Crazy.
I was like, yo.
I remember.
Yo, brother, I tell you, very scary moment.
You know what's kind of crazy? It was a couple of things that was crazy. Remember when we went to the mall? And you know, think about if you go to one of them short time malls, you go to Fifth Avenue, you go to Saks, or you go like Louis Vuitton. We went to like the equivalent in Japan, and when we walked in the stores was playing Vibes Cartel.
Rhythms we didn't even have yet.
Regular in the mall, bro. In the mall, bro.
Yo, they had a brand new rhythm called, what you call it, Caribbean?
Yeah.
Caribbean with elephant. Girlfriend, you go to.
He got a good memory.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got a good memory. Yes. And they,
I got a record there.
I said, look how far reggae music come. That's one thing I remember. I remember the food, and then I remember when we were leaving and we left the club, because the clubs used to go till morning, like 7 o'clock in the morning. There was no lock off, right? So I think we had to go to the airport maybe like in a few hours, and they had to put us in the back seat of the car and throw jackets on top of us because there were so many females looking for us. I felt like
stars.
I felt like B2K or one of them boy band groups.
I'm about to remind you of something from Japan that you probably don't remember. One thing I gotta give about Japan, when it comes to technology, they so far advanced than us. I remember you bought something on one of our trips.
Oh man.
This is when Serato first came out. They had this little box, right, that you could connect 2 Serato boxes at one time.
So you could keep going.
As soon Kevin saw it, he said, I'm buying it.
I need that.
Right now.
I need
Not
it.
now, but right now.
I need it. I have a sickness. I still have the sickness to this day. I put it up on Instagram just now. Rain just dropped a new mixer called the Rain 72, and I don't need it. I have a Rain 68 and just collecting dust, and I have an S9.
Soon go buy it.
That I feel up the S9 every day more than Miguel. But this Rain 72. Now, I don't know, it's something about me. I need it. Anybody want to sponsor me? I might start a GoFundMe. But I need this mixer. But anyway, he's 100% right. And you know that's crazy that you said that, because you know that was some of the equipment that was actually stolen from me when I got into my
the accident.
I got to the there's something that actually changed my life. I don't know if you want to ask me about it, but
well, I didn't want to, bring you back to that moment,
man, it's reality, man. It's all
but
good.
A lot of people, when they get what you call a fork in the road, they might turn back and say, you know what, I'm done with this. Because Kevin had an incident where his equipment was stolen, but he had information from somebody that told him where it could be found. So, like the man he is, he said, you know what, I'm going to step to that person.
Man, go for that.
But tell him what happened, Kev.
So, which strangely enough, our sound name was King Crown 2010, right? We don't know why. I know why we named it. There's another King Crown. And you was actually one that added the 2010.
I'm going to tell them why.
I remember first we was King Crown International, but before we didn't go nowhere, so we said we not international, right? So we used to be KCI crew, then we thought about it because we used to always think about how a sound could diss us. How the name King Crown International? I don't not travel nowhere. We don't have no visa part on the passport. We don't even have the passport. All the name international. So we dropped off the King Crown. So then Hyness was just playing around. We didn't drive, so we just walked everywhere.
I'm gonna tell you why. And bicycle. Don't forget the bicycles.
And the bicycles, right? So
bicycleers.
He was just talking on there. And I remember he was like, the Almighty King Crown Sound Station 2010. Back then we wasn't thinking about the year 2010, right? But it stuck, and then I don't know how it ended up on a flyer, and then it ended up in a couple dump plates, and then people was like, "Yeah, what y'all gonna do in 2010?" I was like, "We was like Pinky the Brain. We're gonna take over the world." We didn't understand, but anyway, 2010, April 20th, 2010, I got stabbed in my left arm. I'm left-handed.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
Yes. I remember
too. You know why? Because that's the year that my mother passed.
Wow.
Year,
See, one of the
2010 was a crazy year.
It's a crazy year. So April 20th, 2010, I was stabbed by a crackhead. His name is Victor Cologne. All right. Victor Cologne.
Victor, don't take my mind, yo.
Yeah. So if you if you have a business and somebody named Victor Cologne comes up to apply, do not hire him. He stabbed me. Okay.
Sewage.
Okay. But anyway, right? So he took my equipment. I tried to get it back. I don't know what kind of superhero I thought I was, but I tried to get it back. And then he took out one of the biggest kitchen knives in the set. You know, the big kitchen knife with the He took that out, and I was behind, in front of him. My back was to him, right? And something said, "Yo, Kevin, turn around." I don't know what it was. It had to be an angel on my shoulder because it said, "Kevin, turn around." And when I turned around, I just saw his hand. I didn't see the knife. I just saw his hand coming up, and I just blocked it out of reaction, right? When I blocked it now, I felt a sharp pain, and then I realized he didn't hit me. He stabbed me with a long knife, right? So then I pushed him into my boy. We grabbed him up. I disarmed him, and
we're not gonna talk too much.
We're not gonna talk
not too much detail. But he was dealt with.
Yeah. So after that, I was feeling alright. I did what I had to do. I was in pain. So I went to the doctor, and they sewed me up. And before I left, I was like, "Yo, doctor, I can't move my wrists or my thumb or my fingers." He's like, "Oh yeah, you have nerve damage, just like that. You have nerve damage,
like it's nothing,
like it was a car wash. Yeah, that's just a scratch." He was like, "Yeah, you have nerve damage. You have to have surgery." So the next day, 5 a.m., I had surgery. April 21st, I had surgery to repair my radial nerve. So anybody in the health industry that knows the radial nerve is responsible for opening your fingers, moving your thumb,
open and close,
and moving your wrist. Thumb, opening your hands and moving your wrist. So as a DJ, I lost my custom equipment with the custom box that I got from Japan. Right? It was I called it the Big Red Machine because everything was custom, red plates, all type of things. It was sick. Right? Never got it back, and then I lost the use of my left arm.
And he's a lefty.
And I'm a lefty. So what happened now? A month happened, right? A month with the cast, and I'm like, yeah, the cast gonna come off, and I'm gonna be good, right? They took the cast off, and doctor was like, move your hand. I don't know why he did that, because I tried to move my hand, and I was like, yo, move, bro. Could you move? And it didn't move. And I'm not ashamed to say I cried like a newborn baby. It crushed my soul. And the doctor said, Kevin, you don't drink, don't smoke. I don't do that stuff really anyway. But he said that's going to impede the process of the nerve growing back from where it got severed to whatever. He gave me some equation how much it was going to grow back. So that's when I started going to the gym. I couldn't do much, but I could do like little sit-ups and stuff like that. So I used to do sit-ups and like little exercises every day, right? And then on my birthday, October 27th, mind you, I went to Jamaica, I went to Guyana, I went to St. Martin DJing with one hand, right? I was only out of commission for 2 weeks, and I was DJing places with one hand. October 27, 2010, my birthday. I woke up because every day I should try to move my thumb. October 27, 2010 is when my thumb started moving, and then I went back to my dojang, right? Dojang it means school in Korean, like dojo in Japanese. And I went back, and since then I've got my 3rd degree black belt. I'm getting ready to be in 2 years, and well, a year and a half, I will be a 4th degree black belt. I'm an instructor, and I think that had to happen for me to get to where I am now. So I don't regret the thing. They say things that don't kill you make you stronger. That I think that had to break me down so I could build myself back up, because after that, it was a whole bunch of political things going on in this DJ industry. I'm not too top about it, but crazy. I think because of the fact that I had to DJ with one arm and so many, I had so much opposition, that made me go back into my lab and practice and just come up with new ideas and new innovations. So when I get the use of my left arm back, it was like, yo, it's no stopping me. So it wasn't like a lot of people think, yo, Kevin he's a cocky guy, he's into himself, he's this, and it's really not that. I'm really, really thankful, and I feel really blessed to just still be in here doing what I'm doing, because I made the decision, if I couldn't get the use of my left arm back, I was going to have to stop DJing, because I wasn't going to be the crippled DJ. That was not going to be me. I was not going to be walking around with the chicken wing in the club. So when I did get it back, and you know, I got my mind together, I got my mind right, and I decided to just take this thing, you know, to another level and another level, because it's not like, you know, it stops. It don't stop. It don't stop. But that right there, I think that is where everything I'm doing now, I think that's where it was born in 2010. That year we set out so long ago when we was teenagers, talking about 2010. That is the year I think that was a crossroads in my life that I do not regret.
Definitely for me also.
Yes.
But Kev, I heard you talk about making stronger, right?
Yes.
What doesn't break you make you, right?
Yes.
But you have a lot of accomplishments. Like, I know you were nominated DJ of the Year a couple of times.
Yes, I'm a recipient.
How many times?
I was a recipient of the 2013 and 2014 YGB Young Gifted and Black.
Young Gifted and Black. Mm-hmm.
DJ of the Year 2013-2014. In 2016, I was nominated for the Global Spin Reggae DJ of the Year. Mm-hmm. I wasn't nominated this year. Global Spin. I wasn't nominated this year, but we're not gonna hold no grudges. But I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna be an advocate for myself right now. If you could nominate me in 2016, what I did in 2017 don't deserve a nomination. Me no know that. Me no know.
Speaking about reggae, Kev.
Yes.
Big and serious. Us as King Crown, we were mostly a hardcore reggae sound growing up.
Yes.
But you said, I got my diversity from you mostly.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because you always taught us to venture and to experiment with other stuff that people are scared to venture. They're scared to go to their library and say, you know what? I'm going to bust this. Because I've been at parties where we had a game plan. And you say, you know what? Hyness, no, we're going to do this.
Yes. And you like, are we sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? I'm like, bro, trust me, bruv.
What made you want to go more diverse into the music?
You know, I'm a very stubborn individual. And this is the thing. As a DJ, to be remembered, you got to take chances. And he's being nice because it didn't always work. All right, it never.
Most of the time it did.
Most of the time it did.
Worked. Most of the time.
But sometimes you go a little. And you say, you know what, I gotta revisit that idea and tweak it a little bit and come back and say, yeah. So you drop them someday. But really and truly, I just got tired of everybody trying to sound like everybody else. Back in the days, mixtape days, everybody used to make the talks at Mataran, on Firelinks, and Ricky Trooper. The same talks that you heard on the CDs, they would make those talks in Brooklyn like, yo, bro, we all got the same CD. We all got the same CD. We know where you got that talk from. And the talk is not relevant to where we grew up. We grew up in Brooklyn, New York City. No disrespect to anybody from Jamaica, Grenada, St. Lucia, Trinidad. We didn't grow there. So some of those talks that those selectors give, those are from their point of view, from how they grew.
Their experiences.
They're connecting with that crowd in Jamaica. So when you make certain talks in New York City, it doesn't connect. So I'm like, yo, I grew up in the 1990s. I went to high school here. I used to watch MTV. I love Michael Jackson music. I like 80s music because I learned about the 80s from the 90s, right? Channel 11 used to play all this 80s music. So I'm like, you know what? If we played some of these music from some of these movies and some of this MTV stuff, that's going to take them back to their childhood. All you got to do is get a juggling pattern. Of course, you got to put it in the right juggling order and then make the right talks. And then when we did that, we always was remembered, yo, they played DuckTales and the place went crazy, or they played some commercial, or they played something from this movie and it went crazy. And then a lot of times a lot of DJs play the same things over and over and over again. All right, or they see a sound that they don't know their position and say, yo, you know what, me I go bust the place tonight, me I the man. And they go rinse every whatever was hot at the time, any Bun Tequila, any Movado, and all this cartel popcorn, they just rinse it up. So then me now, I say, you know what, we could play it better. We could play a remix. We could play maybe it on dub plate, because there was a time when we was wild with the dub plates. There was a year when we was wild. We had everything on dub. Me don't know why.
For real, when I listen,
we had everything on dub plate. I was still a voice, so So here what's going on. Wait, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, so I was like, we could go back and just be in the mix, or we could just step out aside and say, you know what, we're gonna do something totally different. So nowadays people say, you know, Kevin, you're known as the guy that always goes left. And at first I was like, what do you mean I'm gonna go left? I can't go left. And then I realized it was a compliment he was giving me. And I was like, you know what? I don't go left. I live in the left. You understand?
Yeah, I left it.
I mean, I left it. You understand? I'm living at the left. Right? So nowadays, and it's crazy because nowadays I see DJs trying to emulate something that we definitely originated. Let me tell you something that King Crown originated, all right? Because back in the days, there was records, and we definitely came from records days. Definitely. And you had a Mike's Man. Father Hyness was the original Mike's Man, right? You had a DJ, Majesty, and you had a selector. The selector was the person that pulled the records and put them back, all right? I remember the times when we had serious dances, I would take on the role of the selector and pick the records. I would give it to Majesty and I would tell Hyness what is being played. So then, at a time, I would give Majesty 3 records. I say, you're going to play this one and you're going to tease this one. Right? And when you're done teasing this one, you're going to drop that one. It's easy to do with Serato because all you do is press a button, bam, bam, bam. But we was doing that with records. Because we was never the headlining sound. We was always the warm-up kids. Yeah, we gonna give these guys a little 15, little 20. So we was never the headliners unless we was doing like a little college thing. But as far as the big dates in Brooklyn, yo, we gotta play in the Rock, yo, we gotta play here, we gotta play Warehouse. We was just warm-up kids, right? So when we would warm up, we said, yo, we can't beat out the new songs then, but we could tease them to make the people them know, say, well, I'm them.
Exactly.
So we used to be playing the throwback music, then we just sneak in one of them and catch the forward and get it back. Nowadays it's a normal practice, but back then in vinyl, I think I will give respect to one other sound that I heard used to do it, and that was Black Steel. Big up Johnny Killer. Big up Johnny Killer. Yo. All right. So it was in the world that I know about. All right. It was the teasing. It was Black Steel, King Crown, and then I used to listen cassettes, and Renaissance used to do it. All right. So that's something I feel like we kind of brought to the forefront as far as Brooklyn, New York City is concerned. Another thing we definitely brought to the forefront is being able to play all the music in something that was, yo, you know, it's a dancehall party, but you know, we're going to play some hip-hop right now. What? You know what I mean? Or, you know, there's a soca party, you know, we're going to play some dancehall still in up. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Kev, I remember we were at an all-soca party.
Yes.
And the way you changed the game in that party, I was like, wow. It's an all-soca party.
Yes.
And he played Together Forever. And everybody went, Mod! What does it, Mod?
Yeah.
What gives you the inspiration inspiration to do something like that? Like, where you get that from?
How
you know it's gonna work?
Well, I just feel like, you know, people, DJs. There's a lot of DJs. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying everyone. I'm not showing no words. I'm not somebody who lives in negativity and always says, "Oh, I'm gonna like this. I'm gonna like this. I'm gonna like this." I always talk about what I love. But I notice there's some DJs that don't like music. They like the attention they get from music. And so as a result, they don't study music and they don't trust the crowd. They dumb down the crowd. The crowd only knows this music that came out the last 6 months, and that's so not true. Mm-hmm. You know who knows more music than anybody? Females.
That's a fact.
Females.
That's a fact.
So when I look in the crowd, when I walk in a party, I scan the room like RoboCop. She got on Jordans. She ain't got no money. So I scan the crowd, and then I always look at the people who are not dancing, and I try to figure out, why are these people not dancing? Sometimes people just ain't ready. You know what I mean? Yeah, definitely. Sometimes people, them just not ready. You understand? So I just always trust the crowd and just feel like, I think they're gonna know this song, and it just breaks it up, because if you, especially in a soca party, you know, me love me soca, oh God, but most of y'all soca DJs, y'all play the same set.
Let me ask you a question, Ken.
Verbatim.
And tell me the truth.
Yes.
Give me the honest truth.
Yes.
You ever been someplace that you heard somebody playing the same exact segment that you played?
Definitely.
But it didn't work for them.
Definitely.
Don't call the name though.
No. Definitely. I've seen them epically fail with a set I put together, and I've seen somebody win with the set. Then I'm listening. I'm like, yo. Nah.
Check it out your laptop.
Nah. And I'm like, I could tell you the dance that he heard me play that, because you know why? Because you know when a DJ know you killing it, when they make the stink face like somebody farted, and they like
your belly I run.
They like, yo. Anytime you see people in the crowd like, Jesus, you killing it. You know, you killing it. So he was making a stink face my whole set, and somebody told me like, yo, it was all in you. You know what I'm saying? So then I went on a boat ride, and I'm on the upper deck, and I'm just hearing. Okay, I heard one song. I said, yeah, okay, I like that. Then I heard another song. Then he played another song the way I played. I said, nah, bruv. I need royalties on that.
Man not hot.
But I will say I don't get mad at that, because then you get to understand that you're influencing the next generation of DJs. So when people start playing sets that are kind of like the dancing sets, and you know the way we used to string together 90s songs with current songs based on the content of the song. You taught me that. Father Hyness was the first person to tell me, Kevin, when you playing a song, if you playing a Beanie Man, try come back on that next Beanie Man. If you playing a ganja song, play a ganja song. If you playing a gyal song, put another gyal song. Put that in. Hyness was the first person that taught me that. When I had to be maybe 14, 15 years old. But Hyness was the guy that really taught me that. And then I always put that into my foundation of the way I play music. And then I carried it over into hip hop, and I carried it over to soca, where a lot of DJs, they just match the BPMs. I actually, I put it in BPM order, but I say, you know what, this song is a whining song, so I'm gonna put this whining song. This is a drinking song, so I'm gonna put these 4 drinking songs together. This is a jump on wave, so I'm gonna put this with this jump on wave. So then it came out to the way I play soca is different. So big up to everybody who's in Trinidad. Somebody came to me who's actually from Trinidad, and they're very, very critical about DJs. I will say that. You can't go there with you can't half-ass it, all right? So he came to me and said, yo, me and my friends, we always sit and we trying to pick and bet what's the next song coming. And he's like, we could not figure out your set. We could not figure out what you was coming with. So from not being from Trinidad, and I'm not saying nothing bad about Trinidad, I would say you're very critical about the DJs. So me being accepted first I was definitely accepted in Jamaica because everybody thought I was Jamaican for like 10 years. Everybody thought, yo, he's Jamaican.
Tell me where you're from.
I was born in Brooklyn, born in Flatbush, raised in Brownsville. But my parents came, the year I was born, my parents migrated from, that sounds crazy, migrated. But they had my sister in Grenada. So to offer me a better shot at life, they came and moved to the US and I was born in Grenada. In Brooklyn. So they came, the year they moved from Grenada to Brooklyn, I was born. Right? So my roots are definitely Grenadian. Alright? That's where the little craziness, right? If you ever see me, the little job,
where the job, see that?
It comes out. But a lot of people, you know, because I guess they felt I was so good in dancehall, the way I danced and the way I talked and everything, they figured, yo, he's Jamaican. And I used to say, you know, I'm not Jamaican. I'm not Jamaican. You know, make a lot of money there. You know what it is? I think I dated a lot of Jamaican girls. You know, I think like females, like they have the best influence on us. Sometimes the worst. But I learned a lot about, you know, Jamaican culture, of course, from my friends, the females I was dealing with, and I've been going to Jamaica for a long time. I think I've been to Jamaica like 24, 26. I stopped counting, but over 2 dozen times I've been to Jamaica. I'm going to Jamaica next week.
So, Kev, let me ask you another question.
Yes.
Just like you said, you feel that you inspire some DJs to play music, or you know, to like copy your set, or even try to, you know, play music like the way you do.
Yes.
Were there any selectors coming up? As in, who were the selectors that influenced you? As in, you know, big time that you listened to, that you said, you know what? I might want to sound like him, or not even sound like him, but he's great, and I want to be great on that level too.
Oh man, when it came to like energy, Firelinks, definitely. When it came to just bravado and attitude, Tony Mataran, of course, the Mataran from back then, not now. Anyway, right. Real recognize real. I'm just saying it, right? It's a real radio, right? But right, there was DJs like Kid Capri. Definitely, without a question, when it comes to this radio thing, I gotta give it up to Bobby Condas. Big up Jabba C.
Long time. I remember Bobby Condas used to play on Kiss FM.
I remember when I didn't know Bobby Condas was a white guy.
Yo, Condas, Bobby Condas, if you're listening, big up yourself.
Yo,
very influential in the music.
Yo, I used to listen Bobby every single Sunday when he used to come on at 6. He used to come on at 6, Hot 97, 6 o'clock. So I wasn't never into Condas. You know, it's a Jewish name, obviously, right? But
now we know.
So, and this was no social media, so it wasn't. I don't even think there was any internet or anything like that, so we could Google what the guy looked like. I didn't even care what he looked like.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'm gonna tell you a crazy story.
Yeah.
Crazy story. I had to be like 12 or 13.
Yeah.
And it was like my first heartbreak. Okay. I was in junior high school, right?
Your son early.
Bobby Condas, my vex. Cause you make me cry. First, when she like, you know, where she said what she said, I'm like, whatever, man.
Yeah.
We're like, you know, I tough guy. You know what I'm saying? I went home. I had my, what do you call it, my alarm clock. That's where I used to listen to the music.
Okay.
The alarm clock. Yeah. So I'm listening to Bobby Condas. All I hear, feeling lonely. Now you're gone. Yo, me ball!
Yo, the first, I don't know where I was, but I heard his voice, and Bobby Condas and Java, I heard him, and I look at it, and I seen a white guy with a ponytail and a beard. Yo, you ever seen the kid, the people like, there's a little explosion in my head just now. I was like, holy, blah, blah, beep, beep, beep. I cursed every bad word in the book. I was like, yo, he's a white guy, bruv. And when it comes to this radio thing, without a doubt, all praises go to Bobby Condas. Big up.
Definitely. Very influential. Bobby Condas, big up yourself. Jabba, big up.
When my mother was like, yo, not really my mom, my pops, you know what I mean? But they was like, yo, you wasting your life. You know what I mean? You need to go to the Navy or the Army or do something with your life. I'm like 14 years old crying. Y'all don't even know if I'm good. Right? You cannot make a living DJing. Look at Bobby Condas. Yo, I see use him as an example all the time. Like I said, I'm stubborn. Right? I'm a stubborn guy. Everything I've been doing, everything I'm doing, I've been doing dancing. You know what I'm saying? Even though that's like another show about why I stopped dancing. You know, for a paycheck. You know what I'm saying? And we're not talking about like stripping and like that. We're talking about dancing. You know what I mean? Right? I can still dance.
It's a family show.
But I stopped dancing for a paycheck and I just focus on my DJ. But that's another story.
But Kev, we're kind of running out of time.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna ask you one more question.
Okay.
And then we're gonna let you plug in.
All right, no problem.
And bust a vibe. But last question.
Yeah.
I just want you to let the people know a couple of places that you tour. Obviously, they heard Jamaica.
Yes.
They heard Trinidad.
Yes.
And also they heard about Japan, because Japan was the first place we ever went.
Yes.
Internationally.
Yes.
And shout out to Dr. Malcolm, Fumi,
Monty,
Jimmy, and Papa D
Monty.
On that tour, because those tours was crazy.
Yes.
We happened to also tour with DJ Magic.
Facts.
And Twizzo.
Facts.
So Twizzo, big up. DJ Magic, big up.
Facts.
So let them know a couple of places that you also toured.
Of course, Toronto, Montreal, Canada, St. Martin, Anguilla, Grenada, Guyana. Where else I've been? Mexico. Where else I've been? That would look on my passport a little bit. Where else I've been? Bermuda. Yeah, I've been to Bermuda. I'm actually gonna be there for Heroes Weekend.
Heroes.
St. Lucia. I'm going back to St. Lucia.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Where else I've been? I've been so much places. Where else I've been? I know I'm leaving some places. I never been to Europe. All right. It's been a lot of talks. Like, it's at least 3 times a year for the past 3 years. People have been talking about bringing me to the UK, but we never reach. All right, we never reach there, so, and I definitely want to reach Africa. Right, so I never reached there, but you know, all over the West Indies, I've definitely been. Barbados, definitely been Barbados. I'm always in Crop-Over, so big up to all the Bajan there. All right, go get a gap bird.
Cheese on bread.
Right, so I mean, I know I'm leaving places out, you know, LA, Texas, you know, Miami, Florida, and all them upstate and all them Buffalo, Boston, you know, but it's just been a great journey, and it just continues. And
definitely,
you know, now I'm definitely focused on the business, the marketing, and the technical aspects of it, as far as like mixing and turntablism. And you know, my last thing I want to prove to myself. You know, because DJs go through a stage of proving to yourself. If you could do it, then you want to prove to other people. I'm done with that. Right? Last thing I want to do, I want to enter the 2019 Red Bull Freestyle. All right? Representing America.
All right, last question.
Yes.
Because we don't have a lot of time.
Okay.
Give me 2 most influential artists in your life.
In my life, I would say Bounty Killer and Michael Jackson.
King of Pop.
That's right there.
Poor people governor.
That's right there. Because if you take Bounty out of the
Bounty Killer.
You take away Mavada, you take away Cartel, you take away Mavada and Cartel, you take away Popcorn, you take away I Do it, yeah. Right? So
exactly.
Right, there's no
family tree.
There's no Beanie Man without Bounty. So without Killer, you take away mostly everything in a dancehall where we love right now. Right? So big up Killer, said we, right? But
and SIP, the King of Pop, straight,
man,
because he influenced a lot of people too. So
right.
DJ Tiggs, give me a quick commercial so Kevin Crown could just line up this thing real quick. So we're doing vibes. All right, commercial real quick.
What do you want to play? Dancehall?
Play jam, whatever you want. Play a quick soca segment or whatever.